Dedication, care, and joy would be how I would sum up Prairie Paws.
I would describe it as caring.
The word I can think of is welcoming. You expect an animal shelter to be very welcoming of all of its animals. It's really impressive that Prairie Paws is able to serve the animals so well, but without forgetting the humans.
The team is dedicated to getting animals or dogs out of their kennels for restroom breaks and exercise at least 3 times a day. With our volunteers, that's happening 4, 5, 6 times a day, where, before majority of that animal's time was spent in the kennel. Now it's much more balanced. So those volunteers really help with that.
Our staff does an amazing job with the animals and cleaning daily, any of the medical needs. If there is a dog struggling in the kennel, they'll bring them out and have an office dog. They recognize when an animal needs something, and then they do their best to provide that, and that work often goes unseen.
These dogs are being loved by the people who work there, and that's huge. I mean, they trust them, they love them, they're their caretakers for the time that they're there.
A lot of the changes and programs and things that we want to implement have been streamlined. So just the process of getting things done, has been smoother for us. We've also just been able to expand programs that are offered to the community. And so seeing things like a trap neuter release with feral cats, low-cost spay and neuter clinics, those were things that we just couldn't do before.
The spaying and neutering is so important to keep animals from getting into the shelter in the first place.
I am constantly amazed that the cats I see one week it's unlikely I'll see them in the next week. I mean, it is impressive, and it's sad for me as a volunteer because I want to see these cats over and over again, but it's awesome for the animals because they're not stuck for long.
We've really tried to get animals seen by the public as soon as they're available, as soon as they're ours, actually. So as soon as an animal comes off its stray hold, even before it's ready to go home, like we're getting it promoted to the public, trying to find an adopter for it.
But there is definitely work being done to find the animals homes, and we have new animals coming in all the time, and they're not staying for very long, which is great.
We have a lot of just improvements that need to be made around the shelter. The original building was built in 1988 and then had an expansion in 1990. So, we're really well into the life of that animal shelter. And at this point, there's just a lot of improvements that can be made. Also could help increase our capacity for, housing animals, making those kennels safer for the animals, plus the staff more functional so that our cleaning becomes more efficient. There's also just some wear and tear that just needs replaced.
We have, a while back, there was a little Chihuahua that needed a very, very serious heart surgery. And, to think of spending thousands of dollars on one animal, that's really hard for a shelter to be able to do. So it's important, if people have the funds to be able to extend an animal's life, that's great.
Donations, it makes the team, feel really good. It makes us, kind of really know that, hey, we're appreciated, our service is appreciated, that people care about the animals, and that we're not just kind of forgotten about. The animals aren't forgotten about, and that it makes us really feel part of the community and really proud to do the work that we do.